Okay, so you finally carved out time to work on your podcast, and now you're starting to overthink something new. How long should my podcast actually be? 10 minutes? 30 minutes? An hour? And if you Google this, you know that there are answers that are all over the place. And here's the thing, I'm going to tell you up front, there is no one right answer. But in this video, we're going to unpack what to think about as you think about how long your episode should be. And if we haven't met before, my name is Hiwote. I'm a podcast producer and the creator of the Emerging Voices Podcasting Accelerator. And that is a space where I help podcasters create shows that are unique to them and impactful for the people that listen to them. If that sounds like you, I'm going to invite you to book a free 20-minute discovery call with me. If you're like, I'm not quite ready for that, then you can download our 10-step guide to launching your podcast, which is your first entryway into getting to know me a little bit better. If you're wondering why you should trust me, here are all of the shows that I have produced. A fan favorite is Where Should We Begin with Esther Perel, and This Is Dating, which is my personal favorite, and the show that Time Magazine listed as one of the best podcasts of 2022. Okay, so how long should your podcast episodes be? There are 3 things that I want you to always keep in mind. First thing is that there is no perfect length for any show. It really depends on what your listeners' expectations of you are and the format of your show. So if you know that your listeners listen to you while they're on their morning commute, like The Daily, you might want to make it a 20-minute episode because you know they'll be satisfied and the story will be complete by the time they get to their destination. Or you might know that your listeners come to your show with a notebook in hand ready to take notes, like Andrew Huberman. I hate that these are both guys, but okay, let's just keep going. Andrew Huberman's episodes span anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, sometimes even more. And his audience knows what to expect, so it's not jarring. And also because the format is that of a lecture, it makes sense that the episodes are that long. So think about your own favorite shows. There are narrative podcasts like true crime podcasts that go on for a whole hour, and there's a whole narrative arc that you're following meticulously. That might be your style, and that might be what your listeners learn to expect from you. Or it might be a 5-minute episode where you share with your audience something motivating and inspiring to start the day. As long as people know what to expect and the length fits the format, then we're good. Rule number 2 is attention spans matter, but not in the way you think. People will stay and listen to a 60-minute episode from beginning to end, and they will abandon a 20-minute episode 5 minutes in. And the difference between those 2 episodes is that 60-minute episode was actually engaging and interesting. So instead of asking, how long should my episode be? I want you to ask yourself, did I keep all of the engaging bits and remove anything that was extra or unnecessary? I also want you to ask yourself, are there any parts in this episode that don't actually serve the purpose of this lesson that I'm trying to teach, or the emotion that I'm trying to evoke, or the information that I'm trying to impart? If you're finding that you have lots of pieces in the episode that are actually not necessary for your episode, then you can just cut it, okay? So the better you get at cutting the unnecessary parts, the more engaging your episodes will be, which means the higher your listener retention will be for your podcast. Rule number 3 is to think of short episodes as a gift. Really, first and foremost, for yourself. I think there's a lot of pressure when you're first starting to create these 45-minute, hour-long interviews. And the truth is, your episodes should really only be as long as they are good. So if you can get your point across in 3 minutes or 5 minutes, give us your 3 minutes or 5 minutes. We prefer that than an hour-long episode that doesn't really say anything. And it's also good for you because it gives you quick wins. If you know what you want to say in 5 minutes or less, it's gonna feel like you got your first episode out way faster than if you had to edit a whole hour-long conversation that you recorded with someone. And this is especially true when you're first starting your podcast. If you populate your first few with shorter episodes that are easy for people to binge, then it increases the likelihood that they will keep coming back for more episodes. It also tells the algorithms that there is something here that people enjoy engaging with and listening to. So short episodes are not something to think of as less than these longer, deep dive conversations that a lot of people have. And when I say short, I mean anywhere from a 3 to 5 or 10 minute episode. You don't want a 1 minute episode because for analytics and ranking and visibility on the algorithm, you want your listeners to be engaging for at least 90 seconds. So how long should your podcast be? As long as it is good. My boss used to say this to me all the time, and I hated it, but I also have to admit that she was right. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. What is your ideal length as a listener? And if you've watched this and you want to work with me, click the link in the show description below to learn more about emerging voices and whether you're a good fit for the accelerator and vice versa. And if you just want to get your feet wet and get started thinking about your podcast, then you'll want to download our 10-step guide to launching your podcast. I will see you in the next video.